This is Akedeasha News.
Dotun Sanusi, a unifying factor at 55, says His Excellency Bayi Lawal. Engineer Dotun Sanusi, the chairman of the luxurious resort, Ilaji Hotel and Sports Resort, that caters exclusively to a silk-stocking clientele, has been described as a unifying factor in the state. These were the words of His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Bayi Lawal, on Tuesday at the 55th birthday ceremony of the Ilaji CEO. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor Bayi Lawal, who was ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism in the state, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, further extolled Sanusi as a promoter of Yoruba culture and heritage, a cultural ambassador, and key stakeholder and investor in the tourism industry and hospitality sector in the state. Itato, a deep-pocketed benefactor to the culture tourism industry.
Only cultural ambassador is also an investor, key stakeholder in tourism industry and hospitality sector.
The renowned frontline philanthropist and hospitality business mogul, having been described as a man that cuts across many paths, drew in men of timber and caliber from all walks of life at the occasion of his birthday. Top government functionaries, political stalwarts, captains of industries, academias, harbors and council, traditional rulers and title holders, religious leaders, community leaders, market leaders, artisans and associations representatives, young and old. Reverend Dr. Moses Arosiola admonished from the book of Psalms chapter 90 verse 12 on the topic, numbering our days.
And he said this should be your opportunity to thank the Lord for the number of your days, to glorify the Lord for what he has done in your life.
The height of the event was the cycle of life prayers around the celebrant and his family, led by Reverend Arosiola, in faith with other ministers of God therein. Speaking about her better half, Dr. Mrs. Joyce Sanusi recounts her 24 years and more of togetherness with her husband, Chief Engineer Dotun Sanusi, to have witnessed a track record of God's faithfulness, grace and mercy, adding that all that manifests Itato is the help and anointing of God over his life.
Chief Engineer Dotun Sanusi is my husband, and by God's grace we've been married for over 24 years now. Ever since we met ourselves, by the grace of God, there's a track record of God's faithfulness, grace and mercy upon his life. So everything we're seeing today is just the help of God. The anointing of God is called by God to do the will of God. That my husband, by God's grace, I would describe him to be an example of Jesus Christ.
Other highlights include the presentation of the most rated royal gift to the celebrant, Engineer Dotun Sanusi, by the traditional ruler and monarch of Yoruba Kingdom of Ile-Ife, Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, Ojaja II, ably represented by the Asoyati Louis Soya, Kabiesi Oba Muraina Adedeni Adebanjo. Also in recognition of excellence and philanthropy was another befitting award to the man of the moment and an act of investiture as UI at 75 ambassador. The elevated moment was chaired by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Professor Kayode Adebowale, in the company of the Varsity Registrar and the Librarian. Additional presentations include that of the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, CCII, the Baales in Ibadan land, the market leaders, ethnic groups and associations, amongst others. In tribute to the celebrants who meant different things to many people, Ààrẹ Mọ́gàjí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn tilé tóko, Mọ́gàjí Àríyọrí, Alhaji Asimiyu Adesola Aderoju, affirmed Dotun Sanusi as a peacemaker and a peace-loving personality, describing him as one in a million and an illustrious son of Ibadan land.
Engineer Dotun Sanusi, the new Olúbàdàn of Ibadan, is a wonderful man. He's very lovely. Something generally in Yoruba land and in Nigeria. So God will bless him and will still long life. By the grace of God, he will not perish. Inshallah.
The celebrant in his response owed it all to God as the giver of all good things of life, acknowledging his benevolent act to the progress of humanity and expansion of the society at large. Being an ardent culture enthusiast and propagator of cultural heritage and values, Sanusi is keen and passionate to further promote its roots, history, and values.
Before we are being introduced to whatsoever being introduced to, there is what we use to govern ourselves, there is what we use to make our society to be a better place. So we have so many people, and we are from that root. God did not make any mistake to create that root. Why should I not use everything within my capacity to promote my roots, my history, my values, and my culture?
Notable dignitaries in attendance, too numerous to mention, include the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 11, Oshogbo, Paul O. Odama, former First Lady in Oyo State, Chief Mrs. Mutiat Olayinka Ladoja, Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, Deputy Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Abiodu M. Fadeyi, CAN Chairman, Oyo State Chapter, Apostle Dr. Akinyemiju Joshua, royalties across the state and beyond, Vice Chancellor, University of Ibadan, Professor Kayode Adebowale, Federal House Representatives, State House of Assembly Rep members and honorables, theatre and media icons, gentlemen of the press, amongst others. The atmosphere was serenaded by Wale Zion and his musical band for the enjoyment of all. Opeyemi Oguniyi, reporting for Acadia News.